Good morning.
Good morning.
When I was little, I wanted to be a fairy. Well, technically, I wanted to be a fairy, mermaid, pirate, ninja princess. When I played with Barbie, she was going on an Arctic adventure in the freezer that my mom was cleaning out, or diving through the depths of the sea when I took a bath. I've always had an active imagination, and for as long as I can remember, I've wanted life to be grand. Not grand as in good. Grand as in the Merriam-Webster definition of grand. Magnificent and imposing. And my childhood was magnificent and imposing. My world was filled to the brim with magic, and everywhere I looked seemed to hold some new wonder. This worldview stemmed mostly from my parents, and more specifically from my mother. When I think of my childhood, I think of a series of adventures, little and big, all orchestrated by my mother. Everywhere we went, we found something new and exciting. We always took the scenic route and made stops to explore, always stayed in hotels that were quirky, and never ate at chain restaurants. When we weren't exploring, we would tell stories to make the world around us an adventure in itself. All of the stories centered on fairies and their totally real magical powers. There was a fairy for everything, from what seemed to be the most important to what seemed to be the most ordinary, until I couldn't tell the difference between the two. There were fairies that made the seasons, or fairies that were in charge of making toast that perfect brown color, or fairies that were in charge of making sure that you could never find a perfect match for your socks. We filled our world with magic. This tendency to want everything to be magical and grand and larger than life continued even as I grew older. I wanted books that made life a quest. I searched for music that filled my soul to the brim and then some, and I always cried, still cry, at the endings of movies, even if they aren't that sad. However, it hasn't always been easy to hold on to that sense of adventure and imagination. Growing up and moving forward in life scared me because I thought I would have to leave my adventures behind. Instead, I have chosen to live a life filled with magic. And while some days the only thing that means is I am simply my spontaneous, dramatic, romantic self, for the most part, it means that I am responsible for creating a world filled with wonder. What I didn't realize my mother was doing when I was little was helping me create my own magic. And now I can move through life creating my own extraordinary world. All it takes is a sense of adventure and a little imagination. Life can be grand if you just add magic.